All right, so moving on, stocks rallied at the end of the wild week on Wall Street. The Dow gained more than 300 points Friday, but lost 1.5% this week. And this could be raising alarm bells for President Trump, who believes a strong economy will win him a second term. Paula Reid reports.
Despite a roller coaster week for the Dow and some worrisome economic indicators, President Trump continues to insist all is well on the economic front.
I think we're going to have a very long period of wealth and success.
But the president's trade war with China and sagging economies in Europe and South America have rattled the markets and stoked fears of a recession, a major warning sign for the president, who sees a strong economy as key to his re-election.
You have no choice but to vote for me because your 401ks, down the tubes, everything's going to be down the tubes.
According to the president, both the media and the Federal Reserve are working against him and holding back the economy. In recent days, the president has phoned Wall Street CEOs to discuss the markets. Many in the business community are worried. 2/3 of the CFOs surveyed by Duke University expect a recession by the end of next year.
Markets and businesses are starting to think that the president may not really have an end game here.
Michael Strain is an economist at the conservative think tank AEI.
The president has been insistent that China is bearing the economic burden of the tariffs, when of course there's lots of good research that shows that U.S. consumers are facing higher prices for certain products.
All right, Paula Reid joins us now. Paula, we heard in your piece the president hit hard on the economy. So the president's strategy, how is it being perceived by voters, and is it effective?
So far, we don't have any polling on the president's comments last night. His sort of new slogan, which is, look, love me or leave me. You have no choice but to vote for me, because if you don't, your 401ks in the U.S. markets are going to crash. But we do know, we talked to some of his supporters last night at the rally, and they are with him all the way. Despite all the market turmoil this week, they continue to support him, and they believe he is the best choice for U.S. economic success.
Now, turning to Wall Street, quite a volatile week we had, and fears of a possible recession spiked during the week. Is the White House taking any steps to ensure an economic crash isn't his downfall?
No, at this point, the White House does not seem to have any plan in place. If this trend continues, and in order to solve a problem, you have to first acknowledge there is a problem, and there isn't a general consensus right now among economists or the White House about the extent to which they need to intervene. Overall, the president continues to project confidence along with his advisors, even though a lot of economists say this rosy picture that he's trying to paint isn't completely accurate. And in fact, they blame some of his trade policies, specifically his ongoing trade war with China, for slowing the economy. And as we mentioned in the story, the majority of chief financial officers that were surveyed by Duke University, they do expect a recession by the end of next year. But at this point, the president continues to double down and insist that all is well with the U.S. economy.
And historically, how has the economy affected presidencies? And will that same trend apply to President Trump, who's been a disruptor?
So historically, presidents seeking re-election, not surprisingly, have been helped and traditionally re-elected if they have a strong economy. But if they have a weak economy, they, over the past several decades, have lost. But of course, as you noted, President Trump is a disruptor. He repeatedly defies conventional wisdom. So at this point, it's unclear, of course, where we will be with the markets a year and a half from now, or how that will ultimately impact his bid for re-election. But so far, his pitch to voters seems to be that he is the best great hope for the economy, and even acknowledges that some people may have problems with him as a person, how he behaves in the White House. But he believes, look, you don't have to love me, you just have to vote for me.
Yeah, tugging on the purse strings, that's for sure. Paula Reid, thank you.